Hey, yo, what's up? It's your man, Citynewwss. I'm sitting here today talking to Tia Ramey about the ReachedIn app. So, Tia, tell me about this app.
Well, you know what? My app is about civic engagement and community building. And I designed it and developed it because I have such a passion for politics, but not in the way that you think. It's more so about getting people involved in the local government because we don't pay attention to that, you know. I was taught when it came to voting to always vote Democrat. Democrats are black. There it is. They're about us. But then I learned as I got older, that's not necessarily the most intuitive way to vote. So I wanted to develop an application that helped people to get involved in their local politics so they could make the changes that they wanted to make.
That is crazy, and that is dope too. So when you say think about politics, not the way we used to, can you explain a little bit more? Because I always thought the Democrats were black, and you just opened my eyes to a whole bunch. They're not. I mean, they're not. Or they. And you hear a rumor or like a myth that they're for the black people and Republicans aren't. And now you got Republicans dispelling that rumor. So I'm kind of lost.
Absolutely. You know, Condoleezza Rice, black Republican, right?
Yeah.
And she came up with a very pro-black family. She's a wonderful, if you didn't know anything about her, she's fantastic to really learn her story and get a chance to know who she was, or who she is actually, and what she's accomplished. But she made a comment that really stood out to me. She said that she would rather be ignored than patronized.
Wow.
And that's what made her a Republican.
Wow.
And the more, not that I'm a Republican, but the more I got a chance to understand, it's not about the party. You know, get to know the person that you're electing. You know, people, we tend to do that. We follow the party without paying attention to who is this person that's running for office, and do they actually care about what I need to make a change, you know, in my life, my community, whatever it is. So I think when I think of politics, I think about the word community, not just a presidential election. There's so much more. I mean, we've got an election coming up next week.
A lot of people don't even know that. Why is it that people don't really pay attention to elections like that? And how would your app actually get people to start noticing, like, hey, there's an election coming up next week. Hey, we're voting on whether we should have cereal, you know, here, something like that.
I think there's a lot of problems. I think that there's a problem in our education system that doesn't properly teach local politics. You know, a lot of times we don't know what people do in office. When we go in and we vote for them, we just know we're going to vote for the president. We know who the mayor is, maybe the governor, but you know, in terms of our city council, we're not paying attention to senators, we're not paying attention to state representatives.
But to be honest, have you seen one of them city council meetings? They're boring as hell.
They are very boring.
It's hard to watch, so I see why people really don't stay engaged, but you need to, because they basically decide what's happening with our city. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just had to say that. I need them to pick that up, maybe some little liveliness, have some dancing girls or some little midgets run through or something like that, just to keep my attention. I'm just saying.
No,
keep going.
Agree. I agree. So this is where my app is different. You know, instead of, I don't want anyone to go into an app and they're trying to read bill article such and such. No one wants to do it. Like you said, it's boring. So what I want to do is that, you know how you go to Yelp, right? You might go to Yelp because you want to know if the chicken was good. What do people have to say about this chicken?
Definitely.
This is what I want people to do when it comes to the politics. Let's just turn it into reviews. Let's review it, you know, as a people, right? Even our police officers, our politicians, maybe we don't know everything about this person ins and outs, but we do understand reviews. I pay attention to ratings. That's the way I buy things on the internet. These things matter. So I want to make it simple. When you go into the voter booth and you say, who is this person? We can find out in the ratings based upon what they have done in their community and what people are saying.
So that's what this app will be doing?
Absolutely.
It's basically we're rating the politicians. So basically I could go on there with your app, this person is doing this and this and this, I give them this rating.
Exactly.
And it all loads up.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Are they ready for something like this?
It's time. Something different has to happen. And we see this in the election, right?
Yeah.
We have a president that wasn't elected by the majority of the people.
True.
And the reason why that happened is because even though we as a people were ready for a change, we didn't elect a government that was ready for a change. So we don't understand that we elect the people who elect the president. You know, so by the time you're just paying attention every 4 years, it's too late because you missed out on putting the right people in place who would vote on your behalf in your favor.
So this ReachedIn app will not only rate the politicians, it also can rate police. Will it be specific officers, or will it be like this like this neighborhood or something like that, or will it be specific officers?
It'll be specific officers, but it will be the police force in that neighborhood in general. So if you have an encounter with the police officer, you thought he was great, go in, leave him a review, share your story, your experience of what happened. And I think that will push the envelope in different ways. On one side, we might get a chance to see that the police force does a lot more good things than what they do bad. Maybe that's what we'll see, maybe not. But I think it's important that we have a voice in what's happening in our communities, and everything isn't left to marketing or personnel files. What do we have to say? We don't know, right?
Have the masses found out about this app is coming?
It's coming. The masses have not found out. We're actually going to be launching our campaign soon.
What pushback do you expect? Because I can see some pushback.
Yes.
So what are you like? Well, because I know you're very intelligent. You're highly intelligent. So I know you basically researched everything, because there's a lot of data that you got to get on all of these people individually. That's going to take one heck of a job to do that. And I know that you're capable of doing it. But I know in that you're prepared for some type of pushback. What do you think that's going to look like?
Well, I've had some experience with trying to pitch to investors. And the pushback that I have had is that they wanted me to develop this application that would have less of a risk. Right now, the way that the business model is set up is that I would have to have a significant number of users before it became profitable, so to speak. And that's not very appealing to an investor. So they wanted me to develop an application that benefits the city, that the city could buy into. My problem with that is I feel that it waters down the authenticity of the app.
Because they have some type of control of it then.
Exactly.
So I don't think that'd be good, because then how could we really tell if it's really truthful?
Absolutely.
When they actually have control over it and they're putting out this information, so they can switch a number or whatever like that.
Exactly.
So we don't want that to happen. Not at all.
No. So that is my pushback. It's going to be an uphill battle, because what I'm going to need to do is I need people to get involved. This is a for the people, by the people application. This is our way of holding our government accountable for what they're doing, and to find out if they're really doing their job. And most importantly to me, what I want to happen is that when a minority runs for office, we're not constantly re-electing the same people there because they have more signs in the yard. We want to give other people a chance to come in office, and we can't do that if we're not paying attention to whether or not they're even good at their job, or they're saying what they say they're going to do.
Because in the past, it really used to be like whoever got the most money generally wins, because they had get the most advertising, like you said, the more signs and the more visible, so they kind of block out. And then if you got a name for yourself, people just go on what they know. But with this app, it's going to change. This is a game changer. Are you ready to change the game like this?
I am. I'm very excited, but I'm very nervous about the possibilities. But I want this to happen. It has to happen. I think even though I'm a marketer, I see as anti-marketing. Because what happens now on the internet is everyone's advertising to you, right? If you even try to find an apartment to live in, they show you the clubhouse, they show you the swimming pool, the gym, but then you look at the apartment and you're like, what is this? So on the internet, and I know this because I'm a digital marketer, we put our best images forward, but we have reviews now, and that's a powerful tool, because then we get a chance to see what do people say that actually live here. You find out maybe it's not very safe, maybe the landlord doesn't keep things up to date. I want this to happen in our government. If we're going to review the pizza shop, the yogurt shop, we should review the senator, the governor, the mayor, the police officer.
So this app could do so much as far as like changing that. Do you see this app growing even more and going towards other things too, or is it just going to be focused on politics and just the community? And would it be like also, maybe this pastor or something, or will it trickle down to that? I mean, do you see that in the future, or you just see it staying straight politics?
No, well, it's about community leadership as a whole. So even pastors, they should be included in this sort of an application or tool. People who call themselves leadership, they should be a part of that. I think anyone that is asking for money, tax dollars, donations,
understandable,
we should be reviewing them. We should find out what's really happening with what we're trying to do and who we're investing in.
Because you'll be able to see like real time, like what they voted for, what they actually did in the community. That's why I think a lot of these people you pulling up the cover and you seeing underneath and seeing everything that's going over, pulling wool over people's eyes and stuff like that. Because I believe a lot of people get positions and then they have a position, they really don't do anything.
Right.
So this app is not going, ain't no cheating.
There's no cheating. Well, that's the beauty of it, is that the navigation is simple. It's not about, it's not that I want you to go in and review a bill and you know, leave a review. I want you to tell me, are the streets safe?
Okay.
Are the parks, are they nice? You know,
Okay.
on this simple level, because we don't understand the politics that are attached to these simple things.
Okay.
So if we can find out, is there a lot of trash on the streets? Are there potholes? You know,
Yeah.
do you feel like you're safe? This tells a story about who's the police chief. It tells a story about, you know, who's in charge, you know, the auditor, who, all these people.
Yeah.
Someone's attached to that. It's someone's job to make sure these things are done. So that's what I want you to understand. You may not understand what section, article, this and this and that is, but you do understand that there's potholes in your street. It's been there for 6 months. Who's doing anything about it, you know?
When's the launch date for this app?
The goal.
The goal.
The goal
What-
is
go.
to launch the app in October.
Okay.
Officially to launch a beta. So we're asking people to go to the website and sign up for the beta.
And where's the website at?
ReachedIn.com, and I do realize that that sounds dirty.
Yeah.
I realized it at the last moment, and I was telling someone, go visit the website, and I'm like, I might have to change that. So I'll keep you tuned for the update.
Keep me posted on that.
I will keep you posted on the update.
I reached in.
ReachedIn.com. So that might change.
What'd you pull out? I like that. All right, let's keep it there. So that's the website.
Okay.
And when they get to the website, what's the next step once you get to the website? Because I want to take them there, and I want to tell me exactly what I need to do once I hit this website so I can help out.
I either need them to leave a donation, which
Okay.
would be wonderfully ideal if they can.
Okay.
But if not, then just at least leave your name and email address.
Okay.
So we can prove our demand for this sort of application. These things help me with getting the funding that I need to
Yeah.
really get this moving along.
Okay. So now let me ask you this before we close. Are you going to put out a tester first? Like, are you going to just test it, like with certain politicians, and if so, which ones, or with the police, and if so, which side of town do you think? Or is it just something that's just going to, boom, okay, we got everybody, we ready?
I would like to test it first, but I'm going to test it on the economics and safety levels of your actual neighborhood.
Okay.
That's where I want to test it, and then I want to pull the politics into it, because what will happen is once you can say, you know, hey, look, I don't like my streets, it also lets you know who's in charge of streets.
Okay.
You know, who should be making this happen. So not directly. I'm not going to pick on the politicians just yet. I want to know what is happening in your community. That's what's most important to me, is that you have an understanding of what you need in your community. I believe that if we can unite our communities, then we unite our country overall.
Dope.
I really do. I believe that if that we all care about the same things.
Yeah.
And if we put our differences aside, then and focused on what's happening, the fact that we're all neighbors.
Yeah.
That's why that's our tagline.
True.
No labels, just neighbors. We can really put it. It's the bigger picture.
Okay.
Right? Bigger
All right.
picture. We all live here.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's the iReachedIn app. So it's iReachedIn.com.
iReachedIn.com.
iReachedIn.com. Get there right now. It's the ReachedIn app. Hopefully the goal is to launch in October, but if not, get ready. And politicians, I hope y'all ready for a game changer. My homegirl right here, Tia Ramey.
Thank you.
I got it
You got
right.
it. You got it.
Tia
You got
Ramey
it.
is about to make it happen. Thank you so much. This is wonderful, and this is going to be a game changer. I can't wait to review some people.
That's right.
It's going to be dope. Get ready. Citynewwss, Tia Ramey. Let's go.